That's where they cut meat and do all those things. Yeah, and drink beer. But there's no beer here. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Yeah. Welcome to the Legends Kraal. Today I'm with Allister Coetzee, one of the embodiments and great people of non-racial sport, who believed in a mantra: no normal sport in an abnormal society. Allister, what a wonderful, place to be with you. It is said that life is about conversations and partnerships. Conversing with you today, seals the partnership we've had over many years. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Zola, and thanks for having me. It's nice to be in this Kraal.
Yes.
And the one interesting thing for me is that when you talk about, and you mentioned in your in your introduction about the olden days.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, there's a lot of people talking about the olden days.
Yeah.
Who weren't part of those olden days, and they're trying to write a narrative for us, And this is an absolute wonderful, the Kraal. It's a wonderful thing to have the guys who are part of that era.
That's the essence.
Talking about.
That's the essence of this platform.
No, 100% great platform
for us to talk about our time.
Yeah.
Not somebody writing books and talking about us, telling stories.
100%.
They were never there with us.
And it's just a pleasure to come and share some of our time stories, playing against each other, and also playing, in being part of a winning Springbok national team.
Yeah.
Unbelievable moments.
Great stuff. Allister, everything has got its beginning and also its endeavors. And it's not an end to you. It's another journey of 1,000 miles you've traveled thus far. Growing up in Grahamstown, how was it? Growing up in Grahamstown, Emakanda, Echini.
Echini, at that time it was called Echini, yeah. Now, Zola, I'm very fortunate, and I'm really proud of the grassroots, my roots.
Yes.
And having gone through the grassroots level, I think that has helped me a lot with the resilience that you have to face in the rugby business, in the sport business. Whenever people don't get it easy, they tend to appreciate it more.
Absolutely.
And they tend to come out on the other side really stronger. Because
Quality people.
That's life challenge. Yeah. That's what it's about, And I must also mention that I had a good support system. My mum was a primary school teacher, kindergarten, KG teacher. My dad was headmaster at the Mary Waters High School in Grahamstown. So I was brought up a very, very strict, with those. And you know what happens to those boys. They tend to be naughty all the time, right? And then they got to be...
Do your homework without assistance.
Yeah, exactly. And it was in the one way, it was as a blessing. It was tough, and it wasn't because your peers, they get to do a lot of other things. But now, hey, Umfundis, he says, no, this is where you have to go.
Yeah.
And, but tough in the one sense, but I'm grateful for that.
Yes.
Because the values that they've instilled in you when you were young, that is actually carries you throughout your life journey, And I must say, obviously, you were told on a Sunday morning, Sunday school boy, you've got to go there,
No choice.
And Grahamstown, those years, Gini, schools, churches.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still there, the order of the day. Yeah. Beautiful schools, brilliant schools, and beautiful churches. So I had to go do my job at Sunday school, and you don't listen.
Well, you're never in the choir. I don't know you.
You can't even sing, but you have to be in the junior choir.
Yeah.
But brilliant times. Fortunately, like I say, you were brought up in a Christian home, Zola.
Yes.
And looking back, and now only realize the importance of Christian values.
That's what owned you.
Absolutely,
you
absolutely. Yes. And from Grahamstown, Then I, started my rugby career there. Heard how good my dad was as a player, rugby and cricket,
I don't want you to go further. Grahamstown is very special
Yeah,
to many people. Its influences to people who migrated to Port Elizabeth.
correct.
You're one of those migrants.
Yeah.
Exodus from Grahamstown to PE.
Yes. And you know what they called us? They called us plaasnaars. As Afrikaans would say, hey, all these plaasnaars, farm boys are coming to PE,
Yeah.
They,
But they've done good.
yeah,
They've
they
done
like,
good.
yeah, they don't know life yet.
Yes.
But we knew life very well on a rugby field. And we showed them on the rugby field.
Exactly.
The guys
Yeah.
from PE, these stats, yappies,
Yes.
plaasnaars, we came and showed them, listen, we might not have grown up in these, attended these big schools, growing up in a city.
Yes.
But, on the rugby field, we can play. But
Around your precinct or your homestead, you had great schools there. They're still there, which is private schools. You had Kingswood, you had Graham College, you had St. Andrews. What influence did they make to you?
yeah, Zola, a big influence. So I grew up in Curry Street. It was the last sort of row of houses, the closest to, there's just a road separating Kingswood College and the houses, our house there. And that was in the middle of the used to call Gain Field. It's a main rugby field in front. It's now the hockey field and the rugby's at the back, the Albany. But we lived opposite Kingswood College. And because of the system those years, I couldn't attend that school.
Yeah.
I had to go a kilometer further to attend the school. This was 50 meters from my house. So what was quite challenging for us as youngsters was the fact that we couldn't watch white sport then. You're not supposed to watch one because that was the policy.
Hide. Even if you're watching, you must hide.
The
from
policy
the
of the
strategic
day.
corner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if the guys see you and they report it to the politicians, you'll be in trouble. Now, my brother and I, they had big derby days. Graham College, Kingswood, St. Andrews, Kingswood, big derby days.
Yeah.
So my brother and I, we had a nice little two-man tent and we'd pitch it up on the roof. And then we would watch the derby game from the roof. No one could see us. It's a problem when the wind started to blow, then we're in trouble.
It's your home. Nobody can come and tell you not to pitch a tent on the roof.
No one. I'm sitting in a suite, in my own suite on top of our roof.
Presidential.
Yes, and then we would watch those kind of games. But that actually sort of, look, we did get those years, our teachers used to be the coaches. And some of the teachers weren't sports people.
Yes.
And they go out there on the field and, impatient, and they just want to get done with the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but you did also get a lot of teachers who were passionate about it and really try the best to make you grow and develop as a player. But when we returned from our training, we would always watch how the Kingswood guys, how they trained, right? And it's an everyday thing, man. These guys would do their army drills and after army drills, it would be because they preparing
the cadets.
They going to military after school.
Yeah.
For us, military. What are you talking about?
You're going to shoot us?
Yeah, never. Stay away from that. So we watched them train and how their coaching and things like that. And I was always keen, and there was just a wire fence.
Yes.
And we could stand there and watch how they train. And then I met a guy. He was always out early, half an hour before they train, and he would kick for poles. Guys, his name was Peter Savage. He's the late Peter Savage. I just heard a couple of years ago from mates that Peter passed on. So Peter started with around the corner kick, right? And obviously, the lighties in the street, the young boys, they will make a way to get in. There's always in the fence, there's a hole.
Cut a hole in the fence.
We lift it and bend it nicely,
Go
and
under.
so when he came out with his 10 balls and a big ball bag, geez, we were looking for at least one decent one at the school. Here's this guy kicking with 10 balls. So I saw this opportunity. I went through and I kicked the balls back at Peter.
Wow.
So he was kicking for poles and I was kicking it back out of end. And he doesn't have to walk up and down to go fetch a ball, kick again. And then we became good friends, in the sense that, I'm helping him and it saves time. And But then when the workers see you, you were always in trouble. Then you must know where your hole in the fence was, because you need to get back there and stand on the other side of the fence again. But we developed,
for your life.
Developed a nice relationship, and I was kicking from that side. Eventually, not out of hand. I was also putting it down and kicking it back to him, know.
Yes, yeah.
And he said to me, mate, but how do you just do it like that? Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Peter, I don't know. I just kicked the ball. And so that was one quite an interesting thing. And you always felt, geez, look, Peter kicks it over from that distance. I kick it over as well. And that is when you realize, but you got talent.
Potential.
Yeah, you got talent.
Potential in this body.
Yeah. Whether you're at Kingswood College or at your school at Mary Waters, doesn't matter where you come from. No. If you have the talent, you have the talent.
Earlier on, you said something about your dad.
Yeah.
I know that, touches the raw nerve. You lost your dad when you were still young.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about
Yeah, sure, Zola. It is. So he had family in PE, and his mum used to live. My granny used to live in PE, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
And it was the Sunday morning, or Sunday evening. He had to leave to come and pick her up, and to bring her back to Grahamstown to stay with us. Mm. And I don't know what other issues there were, but on his way to PE. He got a tire burst, okay. And then it was a horrible accident. And I remember it was like early the Monday morning, we just heard policemen knocking at the door.
Wow.
And my mum was like, what has happened now? And that is what I could remember as two boys, my brother and I, we heard them saying, "We've got terrible news for you, Mrs. Coetzee." Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, in a way, Zola, it was quite tough, and we were young. I was in grade, what is it now, standard 3, grade 5?
Yes.
Or grade 6, yeah.
Something
Then
like
my brother was in standard 5, grade 7, yes. So we were quite young. And in when you look back, it's almost like, you had to become a man early in your life.
Absolutely.
Yes. To support your mum and the rest of the
siblings,
family. Yes, absolutely. Because I have a sister, which was younger than me, and a baby brother then, we're 4.
Yes.
And I must, so, it's still Women's Month.
It is still.
Oh, you know what? A lot of respect for women.
Absolutely.
Because that KG teacher woman, my mum, she raised us,
Yeah. It is said that...
Alone. She never got married. She was 36 years old.
Yeah.
34.
You never would have had a chance, though. You were security guards. Yeah, for your father. So your mother
now she knew that.
Wouldn't dare get married.
Never got. And she also passed on during
yes,
COVID.
Yes,
I think she was 80, just on 80 then. 81. Mm-hmm. But so that's what I'm saying. Your support system, where you grew up. It's how you grow up, and that values that was instilled, massively important.
It is said that life's greatest treasure, money cannot measure.
No,
it's the mother's love.
Oh, absolutely.
Your mother loved you guys, raising you when you were still in your early years. Yeah. Today you're a big man. You've got accolades. You have traveled the world over. You more or less, it's more like a tribute to your mother. And pay back to her.
Absolutely. Yeah. And she, they were like sporting people. They both played tennis. My dad played cricket and rugby. My mom played, she was tennis, netball, basically, And so we really, I can remember when it was your birthday, when it was your birthday as a youngster, there was not a lot of silly toys and cars and things. You get a cricket bat, or you get a rugby ball, or something in that line, or tennis racket, or table tennis set.
Better choose the code you want to play.
Yeah, they just buy it, and there you go, and then you have to play. We used to put 2 tables together with Dad's encyclopedias as a net, and then we play in the kitchen
the
like
days
that.
of encyclopedias.
yes.
I remember them very well.
Now it's Google.
My first set of books was an encyclopedia. I had that thing. You have to order it from Reader's Digest.
I'm telling you, man. And those are the days. And you got to and I don't think, and I don't want to compare, but that's what we had to do. Think a bit out of the box.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's all about creating your own activities.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Absolutely.
You know, and I honestly don't want to compare to now. We all know what is happening now with the kids and that.
Who was the naughty one in the family? You know, growing up, you were 4. You've got Leon, and your 2 sisters, né?
Yeah.
And then yourself. Who was the naughtiest one? I know all of you were naughty, but who was the naughtiest one?
Yeah. He was quite strict, so you were actually scared to be naughty or go out of line. But my mother used to say, you were the most stubborn one in the house.
Yeah.
Stubborn in the sense that I had my own will, and my own, I was, you know, that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And if it was time to curfew 5, back in the house, 5:30, 6, washed in pajamas on, I would challenge that. I would challenge it. How can I have a pajamas on if it's still light outside in summer, man?
And you want to play with your,
the
your
guys
friends.
are playing there.
The guys are playing.
So I knew when he did. He was teaching also like after hours.
Oh yes.
The evening school, as they called it then. And I knew those days, I'll chance my luck here. I had to watch, and when the game is so heated here, you forget about checking when he's coming to get into us. And here Zola, then I would get it. So I was like in that kind of mode, maybe not, you know, but challenging a few things from an early age.
Yeah, all of us,
Yeah.
more or less, who come from more or less that same environment where you just challenge the status quo and see what happens thereafter.
Yeah,
Who gave you
100%.
the name Tuti? People
I'm
know you.
I'm not going to
people know you
divulge that
as-
secret, Zola.
You know, who gave you that name Tuti?
I'm not going to say why and what the reason is behind it. I promise you I can't. Maybe when EP plays in the Curry Cup one day, I'll come back here and I'll tell you that. But
Because-
it was a lady in Grahamstown,
Yes.
you know, and she had her reasons, which I can't say now.
Is that
But-
your a lady you met in your
No, she was an
early life?
older lady.
than
Older
you.
lady,
I see,
older
I
lady.
see,
And I had
see.
to walk past her house every day, school and back.
And back, yeah.
And she always had something that made her warm inside, you know, and
Wow.
happy inside.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then she'd call that name and it stuck. Yeah.
And everybody just
Latched
grabbed
onto it.
that-
They
grabbed that name.
latched onto it, and there it went, you know. And,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
Today you've got kids named after the very same nickname, Tuti.
My word.
Gerald Madola's son is also called Tuti.
So when I started with United Cricket Club,
Yeah.
I met Gerald there.
Yeah.
No, I met Gerald before then.
Yes.
So Grahamstown came for trials in PE, EP trials, made the EP team. Gerald made the EP team. He was at Utne guy, so-called coloured school
I
then.
know, I
eh?
know.
In Utne.
Yes.
Okay. And his Afrikaans was quite good.
Yeah.
So here we trained at, I think it was at the Galvin ground somewhere there, rugby field. We were training there, and now I was hosted by a boy somewhere in Galvindale or whatever. You know, I don't know who my host was going to meet him after training. And we finished the training, everyone went home. There I was standing with my little case and my talk bag, ready to stay for the week in PE.
Wow.
Man, and Gaila was there as well after training because he was waiting for Butkaya
Yes.
to
yeah.
pick him up.
His big brother.
His big brother, yeah.
Yes.
I think he was with the municipality or the council, as they say there.
Sport and recreation.
Sport
Yes.
and recreation, 100% right. So, yeah, we were waiting together, and at 6 o'clock, and it becomes 7 o'clock. Kaya was late, and I was alone. And then Kaya asked me, where you? I said, I don't know anyone. So, you know, I wasn't P before, but I was here by family of mine.
Yes.
But the people supposed to, my family don't know I'm there. Then he said to me, no, you come with us. So I went with Gaila and Kaya. Paku Mandy, you know Mandy?
Yes.
Stay Ferguson Road.
Yes.
That's where I went, and I stayed there with May
Yes.
at the time, and unbelievable time. Unbelievable time.
You were adopted by that family.
Exactly for that,
She
you know.
became a mother figure to you.
A mother away from Grahamstown.
Yes. How do you
100%.
value the Majola's role
No, it was-
in your life?
It was unbelievable, Zola. It was unbelievable. I mean, we're still good mates now. Kaya passed on. That was 1978. 1978. Even then, to see a so-called colored boy living in KwaZulu was unheard of.
Yeah.
In the 70s. What is this boy doing here? I walk around with Gayla.
Yes.
In, KwaZulu. Went to Denkakesh garage around the corner. Helped there during the day. There's no school. Helped there at the garage. There we met Mike. Mike,
yes.
Stout
Yeah,
he's
I
naughty
know.
boy that
I
day.
know, I
Yeah.
know.
So-
He was his father's lookalike.
Definitely. So I stayed there for the whole week, and then we traveled the middle week of the holiday to Mossel Bay, where the schools tournament, SA schools tournament. Gayla was a fly-off. I played scrum-off. And he obviously played Utne guy, and I was a reserve scrum-off. The guy from Utne was the number one, because they were the combination, starting for EP schools.
Yes.
We played I played off the bench the first game. Second game I was starting with Gayla, and we finished the competition as halfback partners. Funny enough, after that middle week of June holidays, it used to be our winter holiday, the longer one. I think 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, 4.
So we came back, and there was another week before schools opened, and then I stayed in PE for that week at Gayla's, place. And it was fantastic.
At Fontana.
At Fontana. So that's where I met. Do you remember a guy called Blackie?
Yes.
And Leila, he used to shout on,
Yes.
next to the rugby field.
Yes.
And, yeah,
I remember him.
Met him also. They used to clean at the back there.
Yeah.
But Gayla's mum was an instrumental, huge in the community, trying to keep the youth. I think she was with the girls. What do they call it?
Guides.
The brownies, girl guides,
Girl
eh?
Guides
Yeah, she was
and
involved with
everybody
that.
else at War Memorial.
Exactly.
Ewoza,
And then
yes.
when we would go in the evening with her, where she had evenings with the kids playing table tennis. Yes, I can't remember the street and that, but it was at the church. At the church, there.
Avenue A.
Avenue A? Yes,
Avenue A,
yes. So
Avenue
there we
A.
went there, and started playing table tennis and all that. But it was unbelievable how because Gayla had a similar sort of upbringing. Dad, great rugby player, passed on early.
Yes,
and they had to sort of also hold the fort at house, but he at Kaya. It was just beautiful to be with that family, and started speaking a bit at Xhosa as well. I was eventually his...
I hope you didn't swear first.
Always. Whenever you learn a language, the people that teach you the language, they will start with a rude word. Never the right word, But then it was brilliant. I was his best man when he got married.
Yeah.
Yeah, first traditional Xhosa wedding that I've been part of.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And when so he named his son, gave him that nonsense name, Tuti. He gave him that name, yeah. So it was special. And also when he, at his Mgidi, I was present.
You were there.
Gayla was married to a lovely, lovely lady, Honey.
Yes.
Yeah, she's also late.
Beautiful.
And, beautiful. And so we had it was his school girlfriend,
Yeah.
Since school days, and
was
I was part of that relationship, when they were courting and all that, and
You did something very amazing. You were named by somebody or a lady older than you, Tuti. You were given that nickname, and then you made it a tradition at your home to name you give your children nicknames. What does Bloomat mean?
Where did you hear Bluebirds on?
Don't ask me.
No,
don't ask me. How did that one come about?
If I tell the name of this person, it will be so embarrassed.
How did that one come about?
So we were sharing, we went and played as EP Province.
Yeah.
I think it was in 2002 or so, 1 or something. Or between 99 and 2001. And I think it was in Paarl at a guest house. We stayed at guest houses then. And we shared rooms, obviously.
Yes.
And this particular guy, it's like a bath with a shower. It's not a separate shower and the bath. But now, this blue mat, this blue mat is obviously rolled up and it's on the bath there. So if you want to shower, you put your blue mat in the bath.
Yes.
And it helps with you preventing from slipping in the bath. Okay. So now, my friend took the blue mat and he put the blue mat outside the bath. and later, you just heard someone falling, doof, 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 doof.
Oh, man.
And the curtain, the shower curtain, all went down. And since then, he was called Blue Mat.
Oh, yes.
That's where the Blue Mat comes from.
And the other one's name? You got two daughters.
Yeah, no, the one is Blue Mat. Yeah,
the one is Blue Mat.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the other one, she hated to be called nicknames and that.
Yeah. Let's talk about your rugby career. You've played, you've coached, and you've set the stage on fire as a player and also as a coach. And you've traveled worldwide. You've been to Japan, to Namibia, you've coached to Italy. I don't know whether you missed out on going to China. You've gone all over the world. Yeah, do accolades do anything to you? All these accolades were given. In 2007, you were one of the assistant coaches, which is background coaches, that won the Rugby World Cup in 2007 under Jake White.
New teams. Eddie Jones alongside him there. Revenge for Sydney 2003. And John Smith is about to receive.
And what was your highest accolade? And,
Yeah, that accolades. I suppose when you look at the world today, then that is what people are looking for, instant rewards and chasing accolades and chasing fame. When I started, I spoke about my background, and those values also taught one to be grounded and humble.
Yes.
Understand where your blessings come from.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Understand that it is a privilege. It's not something, the talent that you got was temporary.
Yes.
And it was given by the Almighty.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's not for you to boast. It's for you to share with people and make sure that you help other people. And no, I say that I became a teacher first, right, before a coach.
I'm going to come to that.
So, and as a coach, as a teacher first, it's really important to make children understand that you basically just there to help them develop, become good people, good citizens. And my purpose on earth is basically that. That's worshipping. In my opinion, that's worshipping. When I help another person and I make him better and I can help him feel better or whatever, So in that sense, Zola, it helped me a lot to know, always, don't forget your roots, Yeah. You might be, and I was reminded by my grandparents and my mother always, doesn't where you end up in life, be careful. Yeah, you've got to make sure, exactly, and you've got to know where they are.
Yes.
And made a point that I always go visit back in Grahamstown. Then you realize how fortunate you are when you see friends of yours battling and going through tough times. And now it's important to help, give advice, encourage.
Be a mentor.
Exactly.
Be a mentor.
Exactly.
Okay, boys, I think today's session is about defense and tackle technique, which in my opinion is one of the departments of the game we young people or young players normally, a bit scared of. But I'm telling you, if you look at your body and you use that whole body of yours as a weapon, defense becomes easy.
So the times that I've enjoyed when it was at the top, it was unbelievable great, right? But no one stays at the top.
Yeah.
No one stays.
Yes.
So you must enjoy those moments because your lows are also very low.
Yes.
The higher you at national level,
Yes.
it has also become very low. Or you will obviously feel what it's like to battle again. Now, if you don't have that kind of a community feeling to people and helping others, you'll be a lonely person.
You will.
You understand?
You live in solitude.
You're there now when you fall, everyone tramps on you.
Yeah.
And then people will say, yeah, look, because he was like the clever now 2 weeks ago or whatever. So it is always good to give back. And it's also something I learned from my mum, and my mother-in-law, in fact. Also big family, 7 daughters, and I could see there my upbringing and my mother-in-law is caring about people. Having time for people. She would dish up on a Sunday for the people on the street. They would come stand in front of our house in Coetzee with these little empty ice cream little bowls, and she'd give people. That's exactly that.
That's how it used to be.
100% Zola. And I didn't just hear it. I saw it in real life. It was implemented by people around me. Therefore, Zola, people look at success by winning trophies on the scoreboard, by having a lot of money. No, there are lots of small little successes during the day.
Yeah.
When you make someone laugh, when you share something with people, you make other people happy by just encouraging. Those are successes in my world. And, we tend to, but because it doesn't matter whether you wear the green and gold, you're still a human being.
Yes.
You're still a human being. And you still need other people. So, and you see a lot of top stars, once they forget where they come from and who actually blessed them to be there, they go off the rails.
And after that, they have a big fall.
A big fall, 100%. You don't want to wish it to people like that, but that's just the way of life, right? So for me, it's been great. Looking back, I just see the hand of the Lord in my journey. And whenever I look back, I think I'm better off, and I've grown as a matured person. Even as old as I am, I've learned so much. And always coming back to the purpose. Why have you been put in these places, seeing the world? It is always then to give back.
Absolutely.
That is the purpose.
Absolutely.
That's the purpose. I suppose that's why I'm back in PE, Zola.
Yeah.
No,
welcome
world,
back to PE.
Yeah, sure, but
honestly, we value you. You are a priceless item. With your experience and your wisdom, having gone all over the world and experienced everything, now you decided to come back to your base, and everything starts from somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it ends also somewhere.
Yeah.
It can end where it started, it can end elsewhere. But we're always, kind of indebted. It's an incredible journey for you.
No, it has been, Zola.
Especially for Diane.
Yeah, no shame. She's been like that's why
Your wife.
With my wife, she's 10 out of 10 times right, but I'll never say it in front of her. Never. I'll tell I'll probably tell my daughter this, but yes. No, she's been the rock of. When I come home from a tour, Zola, I see this baby's got teeth. She's teethed, she's got 2 teeth in front or whatever, I didn't see the teething process. I wasn't there. Then I make as if I knew what was happening. But then the wife would know. So early in our relationship, we had to decide, are we going to follow, we're both teachers, are we going to stay teachers or are you going to follow the rugby career? And she said, no, definitely, let's follow that and see where it ends, So I don't never say she's used to it, but she's adapted well over the years.
Yes.
Yeah, very well. Strong woman.
Yeah. I'm looking at club rugby at this point in time. It's waning down. I don't want to say it's dead, but also it's in the process of kind of disappearing. The big clubs that were there before, and then the big guys that used to play, occupy the space on the rugby field are no more. And some of these veterans, so-called legends, are a dying breed these days. And it's heart-wrenching to fathom that at some point the thing that we valued most, club rugby, is dying.
Yeah. Yes, it's very sad. It's really sad. And when I came back to PE, I picked that up. In Cape Town, the rugby league is still strong. The clubs are really in a good space in Cape Town. With the influence of the 2 universities, or 4 universities, UWC and Cape Peninsula, Stellenbosch and UCT.
UCT,
So the clubs, the community clubs, always want to get the standard to the varsity, you understand, so they're really competitive. Also through, obviously, a bit of finances. They do have a sponsor in there. But the big thing is those club coaches are well informed and they've developed. You can see that. So the Union, Western Province, are making sure that they have a lot of coaching development, which is
qualified,
yes,
and certified,
yes, and which is lacking here.
Yes.
So there's no sharing of knowledge. There is really no pathway for coaches. There is definitely you can see that it is lacking. You know, although there are a lot of guys who would like to coach. So that is an influence on the strength of the competition in Eastern Province. So your standard is also not as high as it should be. In the past, it used to be good, but if you look where Dispatch is today as a club, if you look at where Crusaders had to amalgamate with the police.
Yes.
So those were 3 strong clubs.
Very strong.
Very strong. So the other hand also
they were the feeder for Eastern Province.
Correct. Yeah. So your top clubs used to be really feeders for, and EP didn't have to go look outside the province to contract players. They were here, and they well coached, and they top quality players because they're coming from good schools in the Eastern Cape. Now, that's not the case. So our club rugby, through maybe not as the interest is not really there. Guys are focusing on doing studies somewhere else, or they're leaving. They're migrating. They're going to the top university elsewhere to ply their trade, or just go out of PE. The other problem, obviously, is Eastern Province have got a hell of a lot of clubs, over 130, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. So it's quite tough for the union, for 1 or 2 administrators to deal with 130 odd clubs. So, and I'm sure they in a process where they want to get things right. They are really working hard. And that will help with the standard of club rugby, making sure that the coaches getting educated, the coaches are educated, they get attending coaching courses and upskilling the coaches to make sure that they go out and they coach. Then the most important thing for me is how much do the legends plow back? Or not plow back, their involvement. Because those are the guys that can certainly make a difference in the clubs where they used to play.
Yeah.
Right? And the other thing is the younger generation. So there's a bit of conflict. The legends with what they know and understand about the game, and the younger generation who's a bit who grew up in a different environment altogether. Strong-willed, in a way sometimes arrogant as well. They don't want to.
So there's a void.
there is that
Between
void.
these two forces.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. That's why clubs are dying.
Yeah.
So I look and I used to, Spring Rose used to be a very strong club.
Yes.
Bombers, African Bombers used to be a very strong club.
Yes.
And if I look at the top 12 clubs in P, none of them are there. None of those clubs are in the top 12. And that to me is not a good sign. It's not a good sign of where EP Rugby is going. I just had a look at the under-21s. I'm helping and assisting with our under-21s again. And I looked at Borders under-21s. You know, the boys are looking really good. So all those players coming from Dale, they stay in Border. Our guys coming from the top schools here, they go elsewhere. You understand?
They
Zola?
go elsewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, would you say, we're sitting on a powder keg because of commercialization? Because money speaks.
Yes, 100%.
These boys who are saying they are leaving, they are attracted to these schools or these academies because of money. They're given bursaries, you know. Is there something lacking on our side?
Yeah, 100%. I think what is lacking, and that's why we're trying to get it right, is alignment. So the EP schools have really, they got their act together this year in the appointments of the Cravenwick schools, the Grand Como, the girls, everything. So that is, it's a starting point. And I know the chairman, I've been to their meetings, and I just find out who is who and who does what. And then link that to NMU. I've been to NMU, met their coaching team. EP team trained against NMU in December last year when they prepared for the Varsity Shield. So it is that cycle. So what is needed is alignment. There's a pathway or how a player come from Nzondolelo or Framesby or Grey High, how does he make, or what does he do to get into the EP team, the Currie Cup team?
Yeah.
So, and there's a clear pathway.
Yes.
But there hasn't been.
Yeah.
So we all used to be in silos, and every guy just does his own thing.
And operating in silos is dangerous.
Absolutely. So now what we're trying to do, Zola, is get that alignment going. And from there, under 21, from the under 21, you then graduate into an EP Currie Cup squad. That is what I'm trying to get right. And it's not going to be easy. I know.
No.
I'm under no illusion.
Yeah.
But as long as you try and get alignment, and keep and retain potential talent in the Eastern Cape. Yeah.
Bongweni Primary School, it's got a
Yes.
special place in your heart.
Yes.
Can just for you give us an insight,
Yeah.
your experience at Bongweni.
Yeah, and
right in
Kwezakela,
the heart of Kwezakela.
It's Kwezakela.
As a teacher.
Although, there was a stage in the teaching where they, there's always development in any department.
Yeah.
So they were right-sizing. What was the word?
Deployment.
A redeployment,
Yes.
of teachers. So I'm sure my principal, he didn't put it that way at the school in Galvin Park, but he thought, hey, this Coetzee guy.
Yeah.
There's always a way on rugby things from the school. Let us put this guy on the redeployment list.
You were sent to Kwezakela.
Hey, I was on the redeployment list, and you know what? Every time something happens, it happens for a reason.
It is.
You understand,
It
Zola?
does,
And
it
I got to
does.
Ebongweni, and my first appearance at the school, as I drove in by the gate, the front block, there were no single solid pane in the windows.
The
window panes, everything broken.
Windows were broken.
Broken, Zola. And that was the grade 1 to grade 3 classrooms. The first, as you come in.
Shocking reception.
No, and 100% Zola. It was like, but I was concerned. I didn't worry about how do
In
the
winter,
children,
how do they survive in
how
winter?
do they get education in
a
these
class
kind of
like
conditions? So when it rains, the wind blows the rain, and so it did that morning. And I went there
And they had to teach.
to investigate. Half of the class, the benches were in the middle of the class. That half was empty because the rain would come in there and wet their books and things.
Oh, man.
So I said after the first week, of meeting the staff and everyone, I said to the principal, ma'am, forgot her surname, nice lady, very nice, a caring person as well. I said to her, listen, I know I've been redeployed.
She was a tall lady, no?
A tall lady, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I know I've been redeployed here. I know I need to teach, but I can't teach here. And those children must almost sit on each other's laps, you know, and four in a desk because
freezing
in this cold. So I said, if you allow me to fix all the windows there, I'll report in the morning at 8, but then you'll see me before 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock again this afternoon, because I'll be doing my PR work for you at the school. And I got a few sponsors, Zola, Atlantic Glass, and we fixed that whole...
Incredible.
No, my man, I was the main man there. I don't know if I was a janitor then, you know, I was just fixing the school. There was a guy working at the council, Jurg Becker, I'll never forget him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I look at the grounds, a lot of stones at the back, and yes, man. Jurg was coaching EPB then, so I had lots of chats with Jurg, and I said, Jurg, I need you come and have a look at my school. I want to show you something. Jurg saw, I said, no, I want a rugby field here. I want a playground here.
Wow.
Trucks of sand and soil. He drove in grass, and we planted grass there. So that was my job in a way at Mbongweni. It was more a PR stunt, marketing, raising funds, getting fax machines, getting duplicating machines, getting duplicating paper. The children were writing exam on the boards. Eventually, you know, and that's, just the story. And people don't understand these things. So I asked one morning, staff morning, why do the children play outside for so long? Why is this break so long? It's almost 2 hours. So, and then the principal explained, listen, Mr. Coetzee, the teachers have time now to write the exam on the whole board.
Wow.
That's why the people can't sit in the class while the test is written on the board. So they must play.
There's no photocopy machine.
No things, no duplicating, nothing.
No, nothing.
You understand? So then they, after a 2.5 hour break, then they come in the class. Then they say, buddy, test and go. Now they're going to start with their test. Do you understand those kind of logistics? And so obviously there's another project. So it's wrong. We can't. The children play all their energy out. They're tired when they get to sit for the exam. Okay, got the duplicating machine. So now we rolled off the test. The children have a 20-minute break early in the morning because your brain is fresh in the morning.
Yes.
You must write your exam in the morning. And you can go play in the afternoon after the exams, you know. So their tests were rolled off. Guys come in the morning, hour, then they start with the exams. By 10, 10:30, they finish. Then they have a 20-minute break and prepare for the next day. So those are the kind of things, and that gave me the
satisfaction.
Such a great satisfaction. You contribute and you mean something, to the school. Yeah.
Dan definitely taught you very well. He gave you those skills, for you to impart your experience and also your effort, selflessly to your community.
Now, Dan was an unbelievable human being first, and then sports fanatic. He loved sports and he loved rugby and he loved Springrose and Kwaru, That was his life, so to say. But, he's a visionary, Dan. He was a soft-spoken but a deep thinker.
Yes.
It's almost like Nelson Mandela used to do it, Let them speak, he'll listen.
It was very futuristic.
Yeah, he'll listen, and then he'll come with his great plan, and you cannot not follow that plan. People would say Dan was a tyrant, No, he knew. He gave you a rope to hang yourself.
Yeah.
And when he says something, they all listened. And we took a lot of advice from Dan as young sportsmen, even when I was involved with Springrose. I played for EP, and it was Gaila played Kwaru, you were Kwaru, but we were friends. Cricket, we played together,
All of us.
And then at one stage, it was trying to get Kayla this side and that side trying to get me to Kwaru, you know.
remember then.
And then Dan called us in. It's the wisdom of Dan, you know.
Yeah.
He called us in and said, listen, you stay by EP, you play for EP. Wena kotin Kayla, Mamela.
Stay here.
You stay here.
Yeah.
We happy as we are.
Yeah.
We compete hard. We won't disrupt families, communities, and starting that kind of fight. So you play. You go tell your administrators now, Tuti. You tell them you'll stay a Wallaby and you play for EP.
Yes.
When I got in Spring Rose and you play Karo. Settled. Nothing.
I miss him most, you know, Dan Kreke. And especially now when things are falling apart in so many ways in the sporting fraternity. You know, he played a major part also in my life as a father figure, you know, as a pillar of strength and a good man. Goodness of his heart,
absolutely,
you know, is immeasurable, you know, and he created great men out of us.
No, that is what coaching is, Zola. And people think it's just technical stuff. But if you want to get success, as you create an environment where young sportsmen can really feel home and enjoy themselves. Even with the off-field things. The off-field things have a massive influence on how players perform on-field and play for the club or the province or the country for that matter. So, and I know even in the professional environment, you tend to focus on technical things only. But it's when the player is in a good space. And you listen to rugby players. They talk about their families.
Yes.
They talk about their kids, you know. Yes. If they're not taken care or they in a disadvantage or discomfort situation, they won't perform.
They will not.
So that is what coaching is put your hand around a guy and talk to what bothers, what's happening at home. Yes. You know, the girlfriend, always relationships.
Oh.
If that's not right, my man, you know, you in Sydney, it's afternoon, and it's midnight or somewhere here back home. And where's my girlfriend? No, she's in the club, you know.
Oh.
the player is restless. Yeah, and I've heard players over the years.
I've experienced that with the team I managed.
Yes, exactly, Zola. So
girlfriend is stuck at the airport.
My man, and then do you think that player's focus is on the match now?
No way.
How's my girlfriend going to get to the field, isn't it? And those are the things that coaches, mentors really are good at and take care of to make sure that player is an environment to excel. You have to create that environment. Your team culture has got to be of such that players grow as human beings. They become selfless. Whatever your value systems are, that is what you and I know. When you are kept as a Springbok, you say your code of honor, a very powerful thing. I, Zola Yeye, you know, you say it in front of family, and it's that commitment that you make there as a Springbok. The never shall I surrender while wearing the green and gold. Absolutely. So those commitments,
sacrosanct.
Hey, it's really powerful, and you know you represent your country. There is no way that you will give up or give in. And, you know, you might have your off day or your bad day, but effort, never a lack of effort, whilst wearing the green and gold.
Do you know Chad Alcott?
Yes, I remember Chad very well.
Very well?
Yes.
Who removed the door in Potchefstroom?
My word, Zola. They normally say, when you're on tour...
Everything
stays on tour. So
still a question about who removed the door in Potchefstroom.
And you know how players are. You can investigate, you'll hear, they'll never say these X, Y, or Z. They'll never split. So they say splitting is not an option.
What happened there?
I think they had one too many beers that night.
Yeah.
And someone didn't open the door for the crew that was outside. And obviously they just formed a mall and they drove it open. and barge through that door. Yeah. And now the manager's got to be put up with that, explain to and then you deal with the players afterwards.
Yes.
Call your senior group of players in, hey, this is not how it should happen. Okay.
Who removed the door?
Yes, yeah, okay. You have to pay it back and fix the hotel debt is 2,000-3,000 rand. Okay, guys, pay back. That happens, eh? And look, rugby players it's an emotional game.
Yeah.
They also having this week of preparation where it's just focused on rugby. After the game, they do let their head down a bit.
They do.
They have a bit of beer and a bit of this.
Beings,
exactly.
First and foremost,
100%, Zola, But in the professional era, you don't get this too often. A vandalism like players now, they do much better now than in those days,
There's another episode where, I think EP, was it between EP and Boland, if I'm correct. They played a match and the shorts were supposed to have more or less the branding.
Who told you all these things, Zola? Hey, Simon,
Remember, I'm a journalist, no?
Yeah, no, of course.
I go behind the scenes.
And the journalist never lies, eh?
And then it's a TV game,
It's a TV game. Yeah, that was funny. That is a funny moment. We just selected this guy. He was from Kempton Park.
Yeah.
Falker used to play Falker. Nearly Smith got him here to EP. Big boot. He eventually, I might give his name away now, he eventually represented Italy,
Oh.
Was a quality player. And this particular match, we were sponsored by Bankfin.
Yes.
Yeah, Bankfin, so it was a Bankfin Curry Cup.
Those days.
Those days, yeah. And so he's into the game first 10 minutes and they tore his shorts. Yes.
Yeah.
So they took a new,
A short,
short to him, one of the new ones. And he was pointing, game's going on, he's pointing to the bench on the shorts,
Yeah.
Now at the stoppage, what is happening? So the guy running on with the water, it hasn't got a logo on
It's a
my
TV
shorts.
game, dude.
It's a TV game, this, my shorts doesn't have a logo on. Man, I've never heard him nearly swore that day. He says, tell that bloody guy he must stop looking at his shorts.
He must play.
He must start playing here. The TV game.
It's a TV game.
Oh, that was funny. That was really funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we won the game eventually with the logoless shorts.
Logoless shorts. Yeah. Allister, you've spoken well about your time as a player in Eastern Province. Your love for Eastern Province. Some of these guys who played with and against at the moment, some of them are a dying breed. Some of them are sickly. And when I look at them now, I get worried a lot. You just give us a little bit, just a sample of your life playing for Eastern Province Rugby, which is then the colored Eastern Province Rugby at Adcock Stadium. Your stronghold.
Yes,
And they used to sing the "Oh my EP,
Zola.
oh my EP never lose. If it loses forever. Oh my EP never lose."
Yeah, those were quite incredible, experience for me. This is where my career kickstarted as a student at a teachers training college, starting to represent EP very early as a 20-year-old. It was amazing. I mean, that I will never forget the words of Frans Erasmus. That's what Frans Erasmus, before unification.
Yes.
Then we played dispatch at the very same Adcock field, back to the rafters. Frans said, as he walked past the stadium, he said, I won't swear now like he said. He said, fuck man, ek voel soos Michael Jackson vandag. He said he felt like Michael Jackson walking, in front of where the people just applaud. And
Yes.
yeah, but EP at the Adcock really a special place.
Mike Stellenberg.
Yeah, we had fantastic guys.
George Davis.
Mohammed Akhedin.
Yes.
And Butagamat, those coaches. Unbelievable, passionate fans, and but then well behaved, I must say. Passionate but well behaved. It was like we got together in the Jamza Hall. It's on the B field close by, and we'd walk across, and I felt so embarrassed walking in front of so many people. But then you had this blazer over the hoops, stripes, not hoops, stripes, red and black, and you walk into the change room in front of all these people. There's a hell of cheering and chanting, but it all helped shape my career. Those kind of things, in the EP, in the Eastern Province, how we contested the SA Cup, then the SA Cup, playing against Western Province, Boland. We had some great times playing Western Province Union. Yes. At Greenpoint Track, and it was always an experience there. I will never forget this story.
1984.
You know what? You know Desmond Boyson.
I know him very well.
Your direct opposite opponent of yours, eh? Yeah. You're left wing and he was a right wing. Yeah. So we played Western Province at Greenpoint Track, and now we heard that these, mostly a Muslim side, powerful pack, big pack. And I remember we used to stay at the Lansdowne Hotel.
I know.
Yes, a Friday evening after our team talk, we were like bored. What are we going to do now? No. And then Desmond made a suggestion there. Now we get some movies for us. Then it was the cassette videos. You push
VHS.
in VHS.
Or Peter Cam.
Man, and we in the team room, little team room like this. And we then said, okay, Des, you go choose and pick the movies and we'll watch. Have a movie night. Man, it is just Jackie Chan and it's Skopskieten Donner. It's just karate, And then the guy said, no, put the other one. This is rubbish, man. Take it off. The next one is Jet Li. The next one is Bruce Lee. And, the guy took 4 karate movies. And eventually the guy said, no, this is rubbish, man. Let's go. There's not even a bloody decent movie here. So the next day, obviously, getting ready to run on the field against Western Province. So Des, right at the back, ran on. Okay, now I know they would kick deep left or deep right. So now, where the hell is Des? I don't see Jackie Chan here. Where is he, the right winger? So hold it, Mr. F. No, we're missing a player. So I thought Des might be in the toilet or somewhere.
Yeah.
There, Des, in the tunnel as you run out, Des was flat on the ground. They knocked him out cold before the match started.
As we were getting inside in the tunnel.
And then the guy said, last night he was bloody Jackie Chan. Where's Jet Li now? Is he knocked out in the tunnel? Oh, that was funny, but it was really, it was quite, I'm looking for the right word for this. But it was tough rugby, but also dirty rugby.
Yeah.
It was almost like taking out a frustration when Western Province will clash with Eastern Province. And it's
Kwaru,
funny.
Eastern Province.
It was quite derbies, those, and Boland. It was a bit. It was a bit too over aggressive, and it led.
No quarter given.
And but it was taken literally. It was boiling over to lots of fights.
Allister, it's a tradition and a norm. A famous person like yourself, a celebrity, a son of the soil, we can't let you go without you inducting you in our ball of fame. So we have to come close now so that we can sign this ball and make sure that your name is engraved here, and then will ever,
it's a pleasure,
be in our memory.
This nice ball, anywhere on the ball, eh?
Yeah, well, the white side, you know how to.
I haven't done it in a long time.
In a long time, with the boys,
Pleasure. Yeah, that, and I'm checking to our guys, and one thing that I would never want to be called a legend.
Yeah.
If I don't give back to
Thank you,
Yeah,
Butine.
yeah,
Otherwise,
thanks a lot.
Godspeed.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
There we go. We're wrapping now. And next time you watch this on Spotify, on YouTube, the Legends Kraal, nothing else but the best show on earth. For legends like this to exhale and talk about their experiences, their love for the sport, nothing else. Ciao, Buti.
Thanks very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.